Last year I started a brand new strand on my YT channel and I called it Why I Love ... The idea behind this channel was that there's so much negativity and hate and outrage online that this will be a lovely place to come and just celebrate much more positive things, a safe space for us to really revel in the joys of the great underappreciated things in life, like bridges, ants and walls. And I love doing them because they make me feel happy and positive and just pleased to be alive. I think they're a good thing, and I think millions more people should be watching them because it'd be good for them to see them, and also it would help make me rich through advertising, and then I could do a video called Why I Love Being Rich, and then a few months later I could do another video called Why I Love Giving Up All Work Because I Am Rich, and that would be my last video because I will have retired to my lovely house in Spain where I'll be sitting in my back garden with my lime trees and a nice cool jug of sangria next to my sun lounger with my chef cooking paella in the kitchen. But at the beginning of this year I did a video about my New Year pledge to In this I ranted eloquently, amusingly and angrily for quite some time about the evils of ties. This was a negative video and it piled yet more anger and hate into the internet's abyss of sadness. But do you know what? It felt good. And I realised that with Why I Love ... I have the yin, but I don't have the yang. And I need the yang to balance the yin. The yin is good, but it's nothing without the yang. And that's why I'm introducing the yang now, in the form of a new strand for my channel, which I'm calling this first official video for was inspired by my last video, where I celebrated the wonder of zips. In that, I briefly mentioned buttons and how superior zips are to buttons, particularly in the fly department. And it made me realise just how much I really, really hate buttons. So, here we go. It's time for Still got that jaunty title music though. I want you to have a look at this. The other day I was changing my son's bedding, putting on this rather cool brand new gaming duvet cover. And look what I found. Buttons. Now let me tell makers of duvet covers everywhere something really important. Nobody, not one single person, is grateful when they get a new duvet cover and realise that it's fastened at the end with buttons instead of poppers. No one checks before they buy duvet covers because you're buying the design, not the accessories. But we all, the entire world, assume that a new duvet cover is going to come with poppers, not buttons, because poppers have been in existence since the 19th century and they are infinitely faster to fasten than buttons. The tyranny of buttons on duvet covers means, by my calculations, that the average person wastes 9 weeks of their life fiddling about with buttons on duvet covers. Extrapolate that across the world's population and the use of buttons on duvet covers is wiping billions off the world's economy every year. Except for the button making economy, which is doing pretty well out of it. But no one cares about that because everybody hates buttons. I'm begging you, duvet people, stop it with the buttons. It is a deep and profound waste of time trying to do them up. We, that's all of humanity, have much better things to do with our lives. Stop trying to be clever and do the right thing. End the tyranny of buttons. Then there's the question of plastic waste. When you lose a button, you never find it. You look down at your shirt one day, button gone, you'll never find it. It's gone. And so buttons have become part of the mountains of plastic waste that are destroying our planet. 89% of all plastic waste polluting our oceans is buttons. Sharks have actually learned how to weaponize these buttons. What they do is they swallow some and then they spit them out at such a velocity that effectively it turns them into sort of underwater bullets, which they then use to tyrannize and even kill smaller fish. Oftentimes they're just doing this for fun. They're not even doing it for food because they prefer to eat things while they're still alive. So this is just mindless carnage. I think we can all agree that the last thing we want to do is add yet another weapon to the armoury of sharks. The reason for all this button waste, of course, is that even if you did find a button that had popped off your shirt, no one knows how to sew them on anymore. So buttons are never recycled or reused. And so the button industry continues to pump out buttons at an alarming rate, despite the fact that we've actually made enough buttons on this planet to last us all for multiple centuries. There'll be buttons here long after humans have left for Mars, suffocating the cockroaches and the rodents that survived the button apocalypse caused by us jettisoning billions of buttons into space in a vain effort to get rid of them, only for them to reform as one giant button asteroid that slams into Earth about 75 years from now. We must end the tyranny of buttons. Another reason I really hate buttons is... And another thing that I really hate about buttons. And I really hate buttons because look, I've been struggling this week, I'll be honest. I had a bit of a creative writer's block. It's winter, everything's barren, it's just difficult to come up with ideas. But, the fact is there's not that much to say about buttons. I'm not really sure that I hate them that much. I'm not sure we should end their tyranny. I'm not even sure they're tyrannical. All that stuff I said about the sharks eating them and turning them into bullets and the button asteroid, that stuff isn't even really true. I just said it to fill time. We're still short of my usual 10 minutes and I've got, I'll be honest, I've got nothing left to say about buttons. So, I don't know, this is a nice park. I could just let you look at the nice park and the birds and that, just to fill up the rest of the time. Oh, I know what I was going to say. In America, they call badges buttons, which is both